Hi everyone, my name is Bianca Stubler, and for my final project, I selected a site located in Austin, Texas, focusing on local and symbiotic systems and architecture, specifically tied to the current issues in East Austin. Let me tell you about Roots on East. In the rapidly growing city of Austin, Texas, there has been less of a presence of historic East Austin over the last decade due to population shifts and economic changes. This has led to the struggle of urban inequality, gentrification, spatial segregation, and a loss of community. Housing and rental prices have gone up significantly, which is displacing original residents and locally owned businesses and diminishing the character of the historic area. To successfully address these issues, local has been translated into architectural manifestation through Roots on East. This mixed-use community center and affordable housing complex creates a space within the East Austin neighborhood to stimulate new forms of inhabitation, mobility, encompass the adaptation of public spaces, and promote the development of contemporary, affordable, economic living situations. Looking at Austin on a regional scale, there are a few prevalent aspects to note. The Colorado River, which runs west to east, directly south of East Austin, and Interstate 35, which travels north and south just west of the site. The climate is humid and subtropical, which is characterized by long, hot summers and short, mild winters. Houston, Dallas, and San Antonio are three well-known big cities located north, south, and west of Austin, between 1.5 and a 3-hour drive away. Austin has grown over 33% in the last 10 years, challenging the infrastructure, causing congestion, and diminishing the preservation of culture. Zooming into the map, downtown Austin is situated on the left of Interstate 35, while East Austin is placed just to the right of Interstate 35, with historic 6 Square mapped out within it. The district scale dives a little deeper into the neighborhoods of downtown, East Austin, and the historic 6 Square that we will be focusing on. 6 Square is currently Austin's Black Cultural District. Their mission is to preserve, celebrate, and advocate for Black culture opportunities by removing obstacles and co-creating a more equitable legacy of historic Central East Austin. This project goes hand in hand with that mission, looking to preserve the historic culture of East Austin and the original residents that reside there. I wanted to briefly outline historic 6 Square and display the original 1928 master plan that segregated the city and forced Black residents to live within a 6-mile square boundary. This zone is noted in blue and is the area that is currently being gentrified and forcing those same residents out of their homes. This timeline breaks down the events that established the history in East Austin and the progress that was made over almost 100 years to address the discrimination and try to solve the ongoing issue of displacement. Further breaking down the location, the site sits between East 11th and East 12th Street, which are the main roads that connect downtown to the east side. The site is noted in blue and is surrounded by residential, commercial, and historic zones. Adjacent to the site is Austin's Historic Cultural Center, which will have direct relations to the final project proposal. East Austin has been transitioning from small to mid-rise buildings over the past few years, but still maintains a lower height restriction than downtown. The zoning in the area allows for residential, retail, and commercial buildings, with our site located on a neighborhood mixed-use planning area. These plan view images reflect how the site has changed over 23 years from 2022 to 2025. Up until 2003, the area was all residential until those homes were demolished and turned into a parking area for nearby retail and historic centers. Opportunities seen for the site are the high walkability due to its location, the large plot of land that is currently vacant, and zoning allowing a mixed-use building that can maintain the culture of East Austin and keep the original community and historic elements in place. To give some more context, highlighted in this map are the residential zones in brown, commercial zones in blue, religious zones in orange, school zones in purple, and historic centers in red. The main traffic is on 11th and 12th Street, with transit stopping along those roads, as well as the bike lanes on those same roads. This is important to note since the selected site sits right on 11th Street and will have lots of activity going on around it. The regulations for this plot of land are 4 stories tall with a 50-foot setback. This section shows a proximity to I-35 and a minimal elevation change in the neighborhood. After conducting the research and doing my own investigation on the site, the final iteration of the project consists of a mixed-use program with retail and community center on the base level and affordable housing on the upper levels with shared patio spaces to integrate the community together to offer a space for connection, reflection, and cultural richness carried on from the past. The shape of the program was created to bring people to and throughout the site, with circulation between Roots on East and the adjacent historic center to encourage users to explore both. The main gathering space out front connects these two spaces and is open for many different uses and gatherings. Everything in blue and red are public spaces, while the brown and gray highlights are private and patio spaces. The plan view displays the final shape of the site as well as the connection to the historic center and the surrounding block. The program areas are broken up into retail, community, residential, outdoor, and the historic center with the associated square footage. The bottom floor consists entirely of public areas with connections and walkways between all zones. Floor 2 transitions into the housing units and patio spaces, and the third and fourth floors almost directly mirror it as well. This eye-level view explores the usage of the ground floor walkway between the retail and community center. This view also displays the mass timber and glass materials that will be consistent throughout the building, emphasizing shading louvers and ventilation techniques to mitigate the hot climate. Moving into the structure, this section displays where the columns are placed throughout the building and how they will work within the space. From the plan view, there are 56 total columns in the building, strategically placed to cause the least amount of disruption to the circulation of the building, mostly living next to load-bearing walls and in the corners of the buildings. The general plans get into the specifics of the hypothetical interior setups and how the spaces are connected together. The second floor includes all the various units, which range from studio to two-bedroom layouts, inclusive to all users in the community. The third floor is designed with a residential patio that is directly accessible from the interior spaces and leads into the community shared area inside that is available to every floor. Since the exterior of the building is composed of glass, natural light is brought in from the outside directly into the hallways and into the units to allow for ventilation and sunlight into the desired spaces. The right rooftop also includes solar panels and mechanical boxes that are incorporated into the design to be flush. Looking at a few of the units close up, you can see how the exterior sunlight flows directly into the units. There are 25 total residential units in the building and all under affordable housing and assessed by the Austin City Council. These renderings show a glimpse of what can be expected within the interior units from a living room view, a bedroom, a kitchen, and a dining room overlooking the city. This section cuts through the units, displaying how the sun travels from the exterior into the units from both sides for maximum ventilation and natural lighting. These two details zoom into the technicalities of the building, specifically looking at the construction of the exterior shell and the connection between the floors, as well as the green roof layer and how it provides insulation and protection to the structure. This is one of my favorite views, as it displays roots on Austin within the East Austin community, highlighting the main focus of keeping the structure true to the size and aesthetic of the neighborhood, promoting its sustainability factors that I will get into in the next slide. Given the location and the climate, passive design strategies were a must for the design program. The main measures taken to mitigate excessive heat were properly shading the building, using natural ventilation, and using both roofs as a green roof system. Looking into specifics, shading louvers were placed on the south and west sides of the glass structures due to the direct sunlight that enters the building from these directions. Green roofs and solar panels were used for an extra layer of insulation to improve energy efficiency to lower the overall carbon footprint. Ventilation is a focal point of every unit, with openings and operable windows in place to enhance circulation, and double pane windows with low E coatings were used for the makeup of glass shell to reduce the heat transfer. The building is composed of mass timber and high-performance glass, keeping sustainability at the forefront of the design. The integration of technology was implemented into all units, again with intentions of conserving energy and producing its own energy through the passive design strategies put in place. This exploded diagram displays where each system lives and how each floor is made up within it. In a time when displacement and disconnection threatens the fabric of many urban communities, Roots on East stands as a testament to the power of intentional design rooted in equity, history, and belonging. By creating a space where people can gather, heal, and thrive together, this project not only challenges the forces of gentrification, but actively reclaims place and identity for those who have long called this neighborhood home. It is both a shelter and a statement, a living reminder that communities deserve spaces that reflect their past, support their present, and empower their future. Thank you.